Testing. See the light screen.
This is Harley. Is the speaker on?
So I'm talking.
This is for the live stream. So you need to use this. This one. You need to. Is that loud enough?
This is loud. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. There we go. If you've ever been to a SPaCE event, you guys know I stay at level 10 all the time. So welcome and thank you for being here this evening. I am Dr. Shavonna Coakley. I am the Executive Director with School Support and Community Engagement. And I would like to welcome you on tonight for coming out to our SPaCE event. So we are at the meet and greet session, and we have some very extraordinary, beautiful people in the room that I definitely want to give space to before we get started. We have our superintendent, Mrs. Anita Huggins, present on this evening, and you guys have been talking with her. Thank you. And we also have our Board of Trustees, Reverend Ms. Pam McKinney, inside the room. And so we want to definitely say hello to both who came for that meet and greet session. Both are aware of all of the great things that we've been doing in the Department of School Support Community Engagement. And before I let Ms. Huggins come up, I want to let you all know that these events are possible because of the individuals like Superintendent Huggins and Ms. McKinney. When I came to them with this crazy idea of moving around to constituents month to month, quarterly, yearly, however we want, the answer was yes. Let's engage our community. Let's be transparent. Let's be open about the things that we're doing. So tonight, you all get to participate either as a parent, a friend of CCSD, an employee, if you just want to stay in tune. So with that being said, Superintendent Huggins, come on up and y'all give her a good hand.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. The person that needs the most and deserves the most applause is really Dr. Coakley and her great team. Let's give her a round of applause. Dr. Coakley and her team have put together these sessions throughout our county to make sure we thoughtfully engage with parents, community members, and other stakeholders to hear your voice about what's important. I'm really blessed to have the opportunity to serve the district in this role at this time and for this season. But once a patriot, always a patriot. I'm the proud former principal here at Moultrie, and I got to meet with Mr. Reese today and hear about so many good things that are going on here at Moultrie and in other areas across our district. We're in a really important time here in Charleston. We're about to try to pass a budget that adds about $100 million. And I want to thank Ms. McKinney publicly and thank our board because it's solely focused on what students need and what students deserve across our county. Even here east of the Cooper, we know the needs of our families, we know the needs of our students, and that impacts us. So be part of the board engagement sessions. We have a board meeting on Monday. We hope you can be there to be a critical voice. Also, be engaged in your local schools. This is an opportunity for you to engage with Dr. Coakley and her team and tell us at the district things that you need from us as family and community members. So I'm not going to take any more time. I want your time to be geared toward giving us feedback about what's important to you. So I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Coakley. And again, I'm going to thank you for being here and engaging with us tonight and throughout the remainder of the year. Dr. Coakley?
Thank you. Now, just want to walk over to Mr. King. Mr. King and I, we hung out together at a couple of community events where it involves Charleston County School District. And so I just want you all to know that she has been a true advocate about what's right for children and what we need to do to improve those outcomes of children. So I'll just give her a couple of minutes to say hello.
So it makes me really proud. We all know that our districts are drawn with crazy lines. And District 3 is what I represent. From Coleman Boulevard over to Highway 17 North, up to most women will recognize this, Nordstrom Rack, and then Dick's Sporting Goods. There's no school in that area. But you cross the street and there are schools. But in that strip of property, there are voters. And so the voters and the schools matter to me. Then the other part of District 3 is the middle of the peninsula, from Broad Street north up to Hampton Park, but not the edges, but I have schools there. And then it crosses another boundary, and I have the middle of North Charleston. So I've got to tell you, I'm proud for every section of our entire county. That's the district that elected me, but I watch out for everybody. And that includes our superintendent and our staff like Dr. Coakley and her team. So we've got a lot to be proud of.
Thank you. And Ms. McKinney, now we have a really fun connection. So, Ms. McKinney, what school did your parents go to?
So I was telling the story that my family's moved here to Charleston during World War II. My two grandmothers ended up becoming lunchroom cooks at Shakora Elementary and fixed my parents up on a flying day. So Charleston County Schools means a whole lot to me.
So what is that fun connection? Does anyone want to guess? That's where I went to school and graduated, Shakora Elementary. So always get to know folks, and that's what these events are about. How do we engage, how do we connect, and how do we build on what it is? Because when we look at it, we might look different on the outside, but we really aren't that different from each other. And the one goal is that we all want the same thing. What is right for the scholars of Charleston County School District? So on this evening, as Superintendent Huggins and Ms. McKinney said, we want you to engage. We want you to be transparent, and we want for you to give us good feedback on how we can continue to support you. If you're a building level principal, that's the principals and assistant principals in the building, if you would either stand or wave your hand. Thank you so much for being here. I also see district leaders in the building. If you can wave your hand, I see you here. And our presenters, thank you so much. Your presence is definitely needed because we can't do the work without you. So we have some vendors who are going to come out and just quickly go over why they're here, how they help serve for Charleston County, and then we're going to move into the purpose of tonight. The reason the vendors are coming is because it's important for you to know what they have to offer, even if you're an administrator, parent, or community. Steal ideas so we can continue to grow together. So we'll start with our vendors for this evening. You guys can just come up one by one with your table spot, tell who you are, and move forward.
Hi, good evening. My name is Kristen Kozel. I'm from Student Information. We're excited to share that registration is open for the 2024-2025 school year. We ask that all new and returning students register and provide residency verification. Our primary focus on returning student registration is getting updated medical and emergency contact information. If you have a returning student, please log into your parent portal to complete and submit your child's registration. You will receive a confirmation email that will allow you to return the form to submit residency information, or you may deliver the documents directly to the school. As a reminder, students must be 5 years of age or older before September 1st to register as a new or returning student. Children less than 5 should apply for early childhood programs. There is additional information on the district website. If you have any questions about registration or accessing the parent portal, we have a table set up outside for the student information, and we'd be happy to be of any assistance. Thank you.
You guys are all together. All right. So let's talk about how tonight's going to work. So we're going to have our presenters come up. We are talking about some really, really important topics this evening. Each presenter will present some facts about their program. There'll be an opportunity afterwards for us to engage at the table with questions and answers that we have, that we want to make sure maybe all of our questions that we came in tonight weren't answered, maybe we weren't transparent with the services that we can provide, or maybe there are some things that you guys just want to know more about. So you have that opportunity to engage. And then we have our personal banner. So our personal banner is Mrs. Drayton, who's our timekeeper. And she can walk in those heels all day, y'all, all day. She will be helping to make sure that we stay on track with the conversations. So if you can go to the next slide. So of course you all know that we have three goals in Charleston County, and we open our presentation before the speakers come up so you will understand how they're aligned. You see color 1, you see algebra readiness achievement, but let's look at goal 3, which is college and career readiness. In order for our scholars to really, really make sure when they walk out the doors of CCSD that they're college and career ready, the information that you're getting tonight is going to empower them to learn more and be more. In order for them to learn more and be more, there are district folks in place who help support the work at the school. And we should be held accountable for the work that we should be doing to support schools. And so you guys are going to get to hear more about it and then let us know what we can do to further that support. If we can move forward. All right, so alcohol and other drug alternative programs for teens, which is led by Miss Linda Allen Bellinger. And this one's important because the guardrail for DOS is that we will reduce the OSS rate by next year. I'm happy to say we have reduced OSS suspension for our African American children from last year, but we still need to continue on that downward climb. If we were to make changes in our drug usage and the way that our children actually access these THCs, the vapes, that will move the amount of incidents that's happening in CCSD alone. With that being said, know that this issue isn't just with CCSD. This is a nationwide issue, but it's not acceptable in Charleston County. We refuse to lose children. So we have the ADAPT program that's led by Ms. Bellinger. Ms. Bellinger, if you can come out.
Thank you, Dr. Coakley, and Ms. Drayton, I'm going to be eyeing you because you know I talk, and I can stay here for an hour because I'm very passionate about this topic. As Dr. Coakley said, vaping is a huge issue, not only in Charleston County, but nationwide, and unfortunately, our students are following on that trend. And I do have some data on here that I want to talk about as well, but if we could, is that the second one? Yeah. So substance use is a barrier to learning, and what are some of the ways that you can think of that substance use may cause issues for our students and be a barrier for them learning? If I'm vaping in the bathroom, I'm not in my class. If I decided I'm going to drink the night before or drink before school, I'm probably not going to attend. And if I'm tardy to class constantly, it's going to feed into referrals. It can also feed into chronic absenteeism. So all of these go hand in hand. So it is definitely a barrier to learning, and that's one of the things that we want to do is to make sure we address it as a district. So going over just a little bit of data. The age of first use, grades 7 through 10, as you know, are key developmental times, but they are also one of the times, and it's holding true too as far as CCSD and our data as well, that we are seeing an increase in students who are using in these grades. The scary thing on here for me is also that while they're in grades 7 through 10, 6th grade is also where they're starting to initiate drug use and substance use. So they're getting younger, which tells us we need to change our thinking and what we're doing at the district to include a lot of preventative work in the elementary schools as well. Not surprising, our key issues are nicotine, vaping, marijuana, and that includes Delta 8, which you see all the time in the vapes and the THC vapes, the edibles, and also dabbing, and just every other way that marijuana is used. And then, of course, alcohol is the third highest we've used, and I've also seen many different schools having issues with prescription pills that do not belong to them, especially Adderall, Percodan, Xanax, and things that they can get actually at their home. So just looking at this, the main thing I want you to look is about the students misusing pain relievers, and I just got information from the DEA that now 7 out of 10 of those pills contain some sort of fentanyl or xylazine, and so it is extremely dangerous. So it's very important to talk to our students about not taking anything that their doctor did not give them. A snapshot of CCSD, this was 23-24 data. So as of the beginning of school, there have been 639 tobacco infractions. Those are the ones that are just reported in Review 360. There are some that are not reported, and the use we know is a lot higher than that. So as Dr. Coakley was saying, this is staying in context as well with everybody else in the United States as well. And the top substance use infractions that are requesting support from the ADAPT program, of course, are electronic cigarettes and vapes. That's my number one. When I started this program 9 years ago, I believe it was, I only had one tobacco, one cigarette. Everything else has been vapes, every one of those infractions. Not only that, but my caseload went up from 200 kids to over 600 because of the vaping. Then we've got, of course, cannabis or marijuana, alcohol, liquor, and prescription drugs. And this might come as a surprise. The top grade levels that we're seeing, 9th, 8th, 10th, and 11th, those 8th graders, we've got to do something. Something is happening the summer of our 8th grade. So we need to put a lot of preventative work into the middle schools as well, but definitely into elementary as well to get those kids coming up into middle school to teach them refusal skills. So 9th grade has remained highest and has been consistently high the entire time that I've worked in this position. So we do a lot of work in the high schools as well. There have been 296 students referred to ADAPT this school year. Okay. And what we do is we have 4 high-level strategies that we're working on, and I didn't put everything up under the bullets because I wanted to focus on why we're here today, which is family and community engagement. But what we are looking at as far as the ADAPT program, it used to be primarily discipline related, where a student would have to get an infraction in order to get assistance. But now it is not only that, but it's a support as well, and parents can call or parents can refer their student for anything, educational programs, all the way to treatment. So when we're looking at awareness through information dissemination, we have reached out to every school, provided the school with pamphlets about substance use, provided the schools with posters to hang in their schools to get the information out from everything from marijuana to vaping to also fentanyl. We've discussed that too with some of them because we have to make sure that they're aware of what's going on. We also do prevention through education, and that is education and training not only for parents, but for students and faculty. We want to make sure that we are not just addressing one because it takes a village. So if we're coming into your school to see students, we want to make sure that we're providing trainings to the staff. What do you look for? What do you need to, how do you identify these things? And we also want to make sure within that time period that we're addressing the parents as well. So we're looking at doing programs with the parents in the evenings or Saturdays to get the information out. And then of course we're doing presentations and workshops for students as well. So we're hitting every gamut that we can. One of the things also that we're doing through education is we're starting the social norms campaign, and that's what I'm super excited about. And you may go and ask your child, how many students in your school vape? Everybody, mom, everybody, dad, everybody's vaping. I don't go to the bathroom because everybody vapes. Well, how many of your friends vape? None of my friends vape. Or what about how many people you hang out with? Your acquaintances? No, you don't vape. So who's vaping? And what we find out is that perception goes a very, very long way. So that the social norms campaign that we started, and it's called Follow the Crowd, is putting and making the students aware that indeed most students are not vaping. So we've got data from a community care survey that we participated in the first time ever this year. Thank you, Anita Nuggets, for agreeing for us to do that. So we're going to have some amazing data that we can use to give schools exactly what they need. But we're showing the students follow the crowd because, yeah, we may have 7% of students who are actually vaping, but we have 93% that aren't. So we want you to follow the crowd. We also have problem identification and referral, where we're actually looking at the students and triaging them as they come in to see if they need an education program, or if they need a little bit more intensive with seeing a counselor one-on-one at the school. We have many people trained in my substance use curriculum, and they can speak with the students. And then we also have treatment. We'll refer kids to treatment. And as you know, many of those go hand in hand with mental health as well. So we do get people involved to address both issues. And then the last part is the community engagement and parenting programs that we offer throughout the district as well and throughout each community. Up here are just some resources. If you want to take a picture of that, it will take you to the ADAPT website. It'll also give you information on the actual website itself. And it's something for caregivers as well as students. And I've got some brochures and flyers as well to tell you kind of what all the program is about. So I appreciate it, and I look forward to any questions you guys might have whenever we get to the tables and the counters. Did I make it? Y'all don't understand how hard that was. Thank you.
So anyone who's been through a master's program or doctoral program, they know the term elevator speech. And that elevator speech is you get out of the city to be safe and you move it along. Ms. Ballinger just did her elevator speech. You could get your doctoral degree now, Ms. Ballinger. You could do it. Yes, you could do it. So we have parents who ask, well, what's the youngest? What's the youngest scholar, who needs services? Our elementary children are not exempt from this. We have young babies. We also have our older. We even have parents who struggle with this, but there are resources in place to assist. And so we would say if you're a school educator, if you're a parent, community member who needs additional support, definitely reach out to Ms. Ballinger and her team so that we can connect. All right, so we're gonna move forward with career and technical education. My boys, so I have two boys who are in high school. One only needs 2 credits to graduate. The other needs 2.5. Y'all, so I had their IGP meeting yesterday, and the guidance counselor said, do you want to come in at 10 o'clock in the morning next year? Or do you want to leave by 12 o'clock in the afternoon? And are you graduating in December? What do you think the answer was? No. My whole heart dropped. Because I'm tired and I'm ready for them to finish. And I'm looking and I'm like, guidance counselor, help me out. And my both boys said, no, we have to continue to come to school because we need to go to CAS. We are almost finished with the horticulture program. Mr. Blankenship, right there, sitting. My boys go to the CAS building every day where they're going for horticulture. They've been through nursery, greenhouse nursery. I can go on. Next year it's gonna be landscape. And I said, y'all better get ditch digging. Tell them to create a class. I don't want any hard classes while you guys are in there. This is the guy that's coming up. Who's that brain of looking at how do we get career and technology for our scholars? And this is something I really, really want to grow in Charleston County. So next year, my boys will have all of these fine arts or these arts classes, these career technology classes. It's going to be easy, right? No. There's still expectations even through the CAS, but when they graduate, they're going to have this core that they're working so hard to have. So come on up. Come on up, Ms. Gordon. I appreciate everything you're doing, and let's keep it going, Mr. Blankenship. But CAS in my pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Sure. Thank you so much. I'm done. She said it all. Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Coker, for that warm welcome. I'm Rich Gordon, the Executive Director of Career and Technical Education in Charleston County School District. Jeff Blankenship is the principal of the East Cooper Center for Advanced Studies. So if your child attends either Lucy Beckham High School or Wando High School, they will have the opportunity to register and enroll in coursework at the East Cooper CAS. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity for Jeff, being here that we're in District 1 and District 2, to present those programs as well. Elevator speech. So this presentation takes about 2 hours. Typically, I do it every year in August. Sometimes I do it when I go to the State Department, when I speak to others around the state. I'm going to do it in 7 minutes, and I'm going to pass it off to Jeff. Because what I'm going to try to do is represent hundreds of teachers and thousands of kids taking almost 20,000 CTE courses this school year across middle schools and high schools. Now, CTE really starts in elementary school, as we know, with awareness, but as kids articulate to middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, that's when they start taking the Project Lead the Way coursework. I know that that's very strong here at Moultrie, and it's very strong at the East Cooper CAS, and that's a STEM coursework. They also take computer science right here in the school, fundamentals of computing and discovering computer science, and then it goes into the high school. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to pass it off to Jeff. Next slide. Okay, so what is CTE? So maybe 30 or 40 years ago, CTE was called vocational education, or voc ed. Well, this is now the 21st century version of vocational education, CTE. All of our classes are rigorous, which means that they meet federal standards, and they're all relevant to jobs and to careers and to 2- and 4-year universities. All of the courses that we offer in Charleston County School District. We have academic training. So in CTE classes, kids are learning English and math and science, social studies, sometimes foreign language. It's technical training. Maybe they're turning a wrench or swinging a hammer or programming a software code, or they're cutting hair, or they're painting nails, or they're welding, or they're fabricating, or they're manufacturing, or they're doing video arts and editing and designing and producing. And it's employability training. We're teaching kids how to get ready for the jobs. We're teaching them conflict resolution skills, showing up to work on time, dressing appropriately, treating their supervisor with respect. Academic, technical, and employability training. Last but not least, we always pay attention to the data. We work with the Chamber of Commerce, we work with the Department of Labor, we work with the Bureau of Labor Statistics. We ensure that all of our programs are aligned with high-skilled careers that are in demand and offer a competitive wage, so that our kids can break cycles of poverty and that they can actualize and realize their goals and dreams in life, whether it's to save for retirement, or to have an emergency fund in case the dishwasher goes out, or to save for college, things like that. So we make sure our programs align there. Next slide. Okay, so some data. So we had over almost 2,000 concentrators and 1,166 completers. A completer is a kid, like Dr. Copley's kid, who's going to go through the horticulture program, 3 courses or 4 courses. That's a completer. So we have well over 1,000 kids this past year complete one of our CTE programs somewhere around the school district. We also offer work-based learning opportunities. We have kids that have internships and apprenticeships. They do job shadows. They go out to the job site. They're working with professionals in the industry. So we have thousands of those. Finally, we offer certifications. But we had over 3,000 certifications earned last year. And you can see just from the list, Microsoft Office, Google, OSHA 10, we have welding certifications, automotive service excellence. We have industry-recognized certifications and credentials. They're recognized locally, they're recognized in the state, and they're recognized federally. And some of these certifications are international certifications. Some of our students that are working with our multinational corporations that are right here in Charleston, like Boeing, or Bosch, or Nywick, or Mercedes-Benz, or Volvo. Next slide. The last 7 years, you can see the number of our completers has steadily been rising. CTE is doing well here in Charleston County. It's doing well in Berkeley and Dorchester County too, but you can see that more students are completing programs over the last 7 years. And we hope to continue that trend. Next slide. Here is the Cooper River Center for Advanced Studies in North Charleston. That was your one penny sales tax, $42 million, 100,000 square feet of high skill, high demand, high wage, career cluster training for our kids in North Charleston. Students that go to North Charleston High School, Stahl High School, Military Magnet High School, and Burke High School attend Cooper River CAS for half a day. They go to their classes in the morning, come here in the afternoon, or vice versa. Next slide. This is the West Ashley Center for Advanced Studies, another $40 million facility located adjacent to West Ashley High School. These are for students that go to West Ashley High School, St. John's High School, and Baptist Hill High School. Same deal. Next slide. The East Cooper Center for Advanced Studies, right down the street. Right here, adjacent to Wando High School, East Cooper CAS is the largest center for advanced studies. And I'm not going to steal Jeff's thunder here. They serve Wando High School and Lucy Beckham High School. Bottom line up front, wherever you live in Charleston County School District, from McClellanville down to Edisto, or the 100 miles in between, regardless of your zip code, you have access and opportunity to CTE programming. Next slide. It's about kids. Okay, we have competition. We have a state champion robotics team, culinary arts, MUSC. We have partnerships to get kids LPNs and RNs start that in high school. Those are certifications to become in the nursing field. We have a vet tech program right here. Lucy Beckham, Boeing's one of our favorite partners. Chad Bales, the Work-Based Learning Partnership Coordinator of the Year in the United States of America. Chef Wheeless worked with Charleston Wine and Food. We have our kids working with top-notch chefs right here in the culinary capital of Charleston, work-based learning experiences. And we just started an emergency fire management program out at St. John's High School. We're certifying high school kids to become firefighters, our only program. Next slide. Next, D1, D2, next slide. If you're in D1, D2, here's some examples of some programs that we have. Building construction, we have business programs, banking services, finance, securities, automotive, cosmetology, family consumer science. So you can see there's a wide variety of high impact programs for your kids. Next slide. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't done. Let's just double it. Okay, we have operations, marketing, real estate. We get kids certified to be real estate agents here in South Carolina. I'm not sure if people know that. Horticulture's right here, engineering. Just going to talk more about that. We have a bunch of computer science. I've highlighted the green, biomedical, health sciences, sports medicine. Those are high demand wage and programs here in Charleston County, but there's a reason why they're highlighted. Next slide. Okay, all of our programs vertically articulate from high school to 2-year school to 4-year school. So you can see that you can take classes in high school, though that's the coursework, the certifications, you can exit and get a job immediately at Roper or MUSC or Trident Health. You can see the salaries, EMT medical lab. Or you can go to Trident Tech and get a certificate or an associate's degree, exit, get a job as a farm tech, a dental assistant, a med laboratory technician. Or you can go to Clemson, SC State, or USC, get a bachelor's degree, exit, registered nurse, occupational therapist, biomedical, chemical engineer. All of our programs are like highways with multiple exit ramps for all of our children. Everyone has an opportunity to participate and to benefit and to achieve. And that's really what we try to do every day in CTE. Next slide. Real quick, 30 seconds, we have career specialists that work with kids in school. They talk to them about career readiness activities, job shadowing. They connect them with internships and apprenticeships. All of your students in all of the schools have an assigned career specialist to help them out. Next slide. That's our website. It's cut off at the top. It's charlestonempowered.com. If you want to know anything about CTE, go to charlestonempowered.com for the latest and greatest information. Next slide. I'm done. That was 2 hours and like 8 minutes or something. I tried. You have any questions, I'll be around. I'm going to be followed by Jeff Blankenship, the principal of East Cooper CAS. He'll go more into detail about what programs are offered for your kids.
Thank you, sir. So, to build upon what Rich said, the classes that he just referred to, the CTE classes, the classes in our building, they're sometimes a lot of the reasons why the students come to school. So it's very important to get them involved in the 9th grade when they have pretty much 6 or 7 of their classes already predetermined just because of what the 9th grade holds. But get that 8th class as CTE class. And a lot of those can be taken within the CASs. So we have nearly 1,600 students coming from Wando and Beckham High School to our East Cooper CAS. We are the 3-story building adjacent to Wando High School, right across from the fire station. We also have a full automotive service center with 6 bays and a 3,200 square foot greenhouse to go along with our facilities. We are growing and growing just like every school in east of the Cooper. We have over 600 more course requests at this time than we had last year. So we are really, the home schools, the middle schools that we partner with are doing a great job of getting the word out about what's going on in our schools and events like tonight. You know, anytime I get a chance to tell y'all what's going on at the CAS, I really cherish that. Next slide, please. So we are built on the foundation from Lucy Beckham. She was the principal of Wando High School for forever. And inside the front doors of our building, you will see that they claim some sort of an architecture firm built the CAS, but really it was Lucy Beckham who stayed up nights, came in on the working weekends, and really designed our center when we opened back in 2014. And she was quoted in an article really along that timeline where she wanted every student to graduate from high school with a plan and the skills of what they were going to do next. So that was 2014, and now we call it being college and career ready. So in our building, we have 17 different programs, and within those 17 programs, we have 23 different majors. So an automotive technology program will have one major, automotive technology, but our classes like business finance, they might have multiple. Marketing might have multiple. So our 17 different programs that are linked here on the screen should catch your eye as it does for our students. Whether it's representing our Entrepreneur Academy, which are our small business focus, our Pre-Medicine Academy, which concludes of people who will go to be doctors, nurses, physical therapists, athletic trainers, or our STEM Academy, our architects, engineers, our scientists that will study plants here, and of course our computer scientists. That kind of makes up our building, put together with our cross-curricular academy, which includes photography and media technology. We have a broadcast studio that is state-of-the-art. Thanks to the efforts of CTE and Rich Gordon, we feel really confident about being able to use our facilities to train these students for the future. So some highlights for the year: 93% of those who step foot in our building will graduate from their home schools, college or career ready. So it's really, like I said before, the reason why they're attending. One way we can check that box is to make sure that they're having a major and they're getting those 3 or 4 courses. When you go to the college side, we offer over 20 college level classes in our building. Rich mentioned Project Lead the Way. We are very strong in that. In fact, we are the only school in the nation to offer all 17 Project Lead the Way courses in biomedical science, computer science, and engineering. We are offering, one of our teachers is offering a brand new class this year in architectural design that is through Trident Technical College. And then we talk about Trident 101 for English, statistics, government economics. We have those in our building as well on the college side. 92% of our AP Computer Science students pass that AP Computer Science exam at the end of the year. That is well above the state marks. So we are very proud of those. When you talk about being career ready, we have over 1,000 industry certification. Each one of our 23 majors has an industry certification recognized by the state of South Carolina in the CTE compartment that is tied along with that. It might be CPR, it might be some first aid training, some OSHA safety. We have a lot of those that reach a majority of our students as they're entering their next year. We have 4 licensing programs where the students can graduate high school and instantly become licensed in automotive technology. They can become a licensed cosmetologist, a clinical nursing assistant, or like Rich said before, we have the only licensed real estate program in the state as of now but that pilot program is reaching out throughout the state in the next coming years. It's not all about what we're doing inside of the classroom during the school day, though. The homeschools, they have the sports teams, they have the student councils, the band. We also have extracurricular activities. Each one of our academies has a major club, and not only are we participating in those, but all of them are going to statewide, international, and national competitions. DECA next week is going to Anaheim, California. First Robotics just got back from Atlanta. FFA had a big competition in Spartanburg. HOSA is going to Texas. The NASA Tech Rise team is literally sending something up into the atmosphere on a high elevation balloon. And then, of course, I told you about the East Cooper Student News. They were named #1 show in the Southeast at a recent conference that they went to. So it's not only what's taking place inside of the classroom during the school day, we want to make sure that all of our students, once again, have a place where they can connect. And we hope that is with the CAS. The homeschools have graduation. We also want to make sure that we're celebrating at the end of the year, and we call that our week of ceremonies, because we have so much celebrating to do, we can't compact it into one night. So over the course of 3 nights, our 17 different programs recognize their seniors who have graduated or they will graduate as a completer, and they've gone above and beyond in some capacity to earn scholarship. So we have some of our ceremonies represented up here. When we talk about the biomedical science program, that is our largest program, and you'll see nearly 70 students going up the stairs at the CAS. It rained last year on us. In their white coats, the engineering students in their helmets, the East Cooper Student News. And what you're going to see is this is a great opportunity for the families to come together. Grandma and granddad, they come and they get to see all of the hard work, all of the efforts that their students have put forth over their course of their high school career, not only at their home schools, but here with the CAS. Once again, we just feel like our building and the other CASs throughout the district provide just tremendous opportunities, and as many times as we can get the word out, the better off that your students will be in the future. I'd like to thank you for the time. I think that's my half of the 7 minutes, but we'll be around over here to talk about CTE and the CAS in the future. Thank you, Dr. Cook.
No, thank you so much. And so Mr. Gordon and Mr. Blankenship talked about having a program for all students. So if anyone's wondering what about IEP and 504 students, what I left off was the fact that both of my boys that will be graduating next year have IEPs. So when we say all students, we mean all students. And then my son who graduated last year and also had CCE classes, he had a 504 plan. So we definitely are talking about all students being able to service and provide support. All right, so we are going to move into our question session, and Ms. Crawford, I'm going to bring before you, she's going to talk about how we're going to change up a little bit.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We're going to change things up a little bit. Usually we like to give you all a few minutes to go through each question, and then we have some great dialogue. But tonight we're going to combine everyone together. So I need all of the folks in the back and on the side to come in just a little bit, and we're going to go through all of the questions at once, okay? So come on over. We don't bite, I promise. Okay, you can fill in the tables for me. You can sit right there. Then we'll have those folks come over. Okay, Mr. Frazier, can you be our note taker for tonight? Thank you. All right, so the first question is, what was your aha moment for tonight? So which one of these segments resonated with you or made you say, I never knew about that? So don't be shy, just raise your hand or blurt it out. Real estate at CAS. I didn't know that either.
For real? Yeah, that was interesting.
We had another person said real estate.
What was your aha moment for tonight? And the answer was the real estate course that they offer at the CAS. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. The program in general at CAS. So we have a Wando graduate here. She didn't know that we had these services available. So that's good. Things are evolving and changing. Makes you want to come back, right? She's like, no. Tell others. That's right. Anyone else? Anyone else have an aha moment? Okay, so I think we got some good feedback. Let's go to the next question. Are there any lingering questions? Was there something that was talked about that you want to elaborate more on?
I'll ask a question about the CTE and the CAS programs. Like, do you go to school and present, like, these are all the programs available to you for the kids to kind of know what's available to them?
That's a great question. So I'm going to repeat it. And her question was, does the CTE and CAS programs go to the various schools to let the students know about the services available?
So not only do we go to all the schools here in Mount Pleasant, the middle schools, we have a working relationship with St. James St. T, where they come to us. And then 8th graders will be able to participate in what we call our Saturday showcases. We offer 3 throughout the course of the year where we email, and Mr. Reese and Mr. Coleman and Mr. Whitehair, they all email out, blast it out on the parent newsletters. Hey, this Saturday in October, November, and then in February, we offer the availability to come into our building and experience hands-on programs Saturday morning. So when the 8th graders start traveling around and they're registering for classes for next year, we're always involved in that to support our home schools but try to get the word out. Because the number one thing, kind of like what we're hearing tonight, when a parent walks in on our tour, they look around, 3 stories. I had no idea this was here. This is not what I did when I was in high school. And so anytime we get the chance to get the word out, we're going to try to.
Can I ask a follow-up? Does this happen with all of the CASs? Because we have some people who aren't necessarily from a Pleasant area, so are all of the CASs doing what Blankenship talked about?
Lauren, can you repeat the question for?
Okay, so the question was, does this happen with all of the schools that have CAS attached to them? Do they go around and let students and parents know about the various programs?
And the answer is yes. So, and each of the CASs do that in a different way, or a different strategy, or a different flavor. So as an example, in West Ashley, since C.E. Williams is located right next to the West Ashley CAS, those kids walk over to the CAS, all of them, and they tour the facility. In North Charleston, we have busloads of kids from the North Charleston Middle School come to Cooper River CAS, and they also tour the facility as well. We also offer professional development for the school counselors in the middle schools and the high schools. So when they are conducting those IGPs, those individual graduation plans, they have awareness of what courses are offered, not just at the CAS, but also at the high schools as well, all of the CTE courses, so that the parent and the child can make the best decision. So there's multiple ways that we advertise. We also have billboards up around I-26 that advertise the Cooper River Center for Advanced Studies. And we also get the word out through our business and community, our local businesses. And they help us spread the good news about that. So it's a multifaceted strategic plan to try to get as much participation as possible.
Thank you. Any other? Yes, ma'am.
How do they enter the CTE programs? Do you get a scholarship? How are they able to enter the program?
That's a good question. Did y'all hear that on this side? Okay, so I'm gonna let you answer.